The 2022 American Dialect Society's word of the year is Ussy.
Dash Ussy.
When they said creativity, this is like a really good exercise for the kids.
Yeah, in class as well, when you're learning about suffixes, have a list of words. How are you going to ussify these words?
The mitochondria put its whole pussy into the powerhouse of the cell. Hang on, let me say that one again. The mitochondria is the power hussy of the cell.
Kinda. I would say, if it were me, the mitochondria put its whole mitocrussy.
Mitocussy?
No, cur. Oh, wait. There's no cur in mitochondria. Mitochondria, like you. What would you be?
What's cool about this is it's so different for
Conacy? Yeah. So would chondria, mitochondria.
Would you just be brussy?
Or bussy. Brussy or bussy.
Nice.
Yeah. Ooh. I know you see.
I don't know how it's possible for you to have the Zoe 101 theme song like banked in the back of your head, like ready to, like like a loaded gun, ready to fire at any second, and it does just pop off like whenever.
I feel like it's also just like more than Zoe 101 too.
No,
like, you think it's always just Zoe 101 that I'm singing? I'm always just singing something.
That's like your number one, and I know that because it's not top of mind, but
really?
It is for you. Yeah, like no one.
I had no idea that was my go-to.
And I know what it is when you. Ooh, I'm like, no, you see me standing there.
Right.
It's a good song, but it's random.
Oh, I thought it was just like I just sing, like not specific to Zoe 101.
That one I think is like your Spotify number one stuck in your head.
Whoa.
Yeah. And like Logan's is I'm Like a Bird, which is a song. I'm like a bird.
People are going to think you're talking about Logan from the gym.
Not Logan from the gym. My cousin. That is just, it's weird because that's been going on for 10 years. Her thing.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering what part
of your
brain does it have to tickle for it to just kind of get lodged in there and never leave?
I was thinking like my dad was singing 100% of the time growing up to the point where I was like, my friends are coming over. Please, like I'm embarrassed because he sung original pieces that he would make up on the spot. Like nonstop.
I like that.
Yeah. It was always like, her name is Brooke. She likes to cook, like over and over and over and over again with every sibling and my friends' names as well.
Are you related to Dr. Seuss by any way?
No, not whatsoever.
Well, as far as you know.
Not according to my 23andMe.
Well, you did 23andMe.
Did I tell you about my 23andMe? Like all the cousins that I have, like all thousands of them, it's always like related on both sides.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
We really haven't touched incest much on this pod. But if today's the day, then go for it.
I don't know. I just don't know if that's what it means. But I can't see what else it could mean.
Right. I don't know how you could be related to someone on both sides of your family
like
without someone
even like
kind of
a cousin that I know, not just like a random 23andMe, like cousin Jamie, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
I know cousin Jamie. I know she's on my mom's side, both sides.
Is cousin Jamie
second cousin?
Is she healthy?
Yes.
Then I don't see anything wrong with it.
No, I know. I'm someone's second cousin on both sides.
Maybe your family reunion was really, really fun for a lot of people.
Yeah, you could, maybe it was.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, welcome back to
Hey guys.
Brooke and Connor Make a Podcast. We are so happy to be here and have you here. And let's get into it, shall we, Connor?
Yeah, I would love to.
Okay.
We were just both saying it's kind of like a weird. I said like a month ago that I was sensing that a very transformational time was approaching us.
Mm-hmm. You did say that,
and it has. It's approached us, and it's approached us, and it has hit on us, and
you feel like we're in the process right now.
Yeah, we're kind of having like whatever Brooke's second cousins had with each other the night that they gave birth to all of her thousands of cousins.
Right.
I like it's so much has happened recently.
Right. With you especially.
Yeah, I'm just feeling like I'm starting anew.
Okay, let's take it from the top. Let's take it from let's chronologically, since we last spoke.
Yeah.
You went right to your stand-up set, pretty much, from the last recording.
I had to leave early because I hadn't written half of it. I don't know. I think I talked about that in Close Friends. But I was talking to my managers and I was like, hey, guys, so do you have any other clients that don't have their set written the day of the set? And they go, no. But there's always...
That's just you, though.
I know. It sucks. That's what you want to go to sleep the night before you are going up on the stage to talk to people and be like, I feel good. I'll go over it a couple times tomorrow. Not go to sleep being like, I have to write 8 more minutes.
Like for me, if I didn't have a set written 2 days before the show, I would say I can't do the show.
Yeah.
I'm not prepared.
Well,
you're like, that's how you thrive.
I was preparing to kind of send a text around and being like, does anyone have COVID right now that I could come over and lick?
Right.
Because I kind of wanted to get out of it.
Yeah.
I was exposed to COVID intentionally so I could get out of my set.
Right.
And then I said, you know what? No, I got to do it. If I bomb, I bomb. There's so many... I listen to so many like podcasts and stuff. I know like Matt Rife is very...
I just watched him for the first time last night.
Yeah, he's very relevant right now. He's like in the news. And I watched his whole special the other day because it helps me to hear other people do stand-up to be like, okay, I'm on the right track. The jokes make sense. Like, because at first you're kind of like, we do TikToks and I can edit that and I can change it and I get to watch as it either flops, one-way ticket, all-inclusive resort to Flop City.
Right.
Or it's kind of does well, and I watch the sentiment in the comments. I'm like, okay, this makes sense.
The what?
Sentiment.
I thought you said cinnamon. Sorry.
No, I said sentiment. But I can be like, okay, I'm gonna pull that really quick because it did not make sense. When you're on the stage, you kind of just go, okay, well, that sucked. A couple people were like, okay, still need to work on that one.
Right.
And I was like, okay, that's cool.
Like workshopping live.
Yeah. But I'm like watching Matt Rife, and I'm like, and he's like, oh, I've been doing this for 11 years. I'm like, okay, so this was my 3rd set.
Right.
So it's okay to bomb.
Of course.
Unfortunately, it's dry January, so I was unable. I was like, okay, if I bomb, I just have to leave because I can't get drunk and just...
Do you think when you're out of dry January, you'll drink before a set?
I like to have 2 beers.
Uh-huh.
Like I have 2-3 beers when I golf, and it gets me loose. Like kind of like... Not like sexy loose,
right.
But like, oh, I'm gonna not be so stiff.
Okay.
Like a board.
Got it.
I was also gonna say I was watching Matt Rife's set and he was talking about this surgery he got on his nipples. And he said that although you can't see me with my shirt off, like my nipples were cause for not concern, but like people noticed his nipples with his shirt off.
In what way?
I need to revisit the way he put it, but he said kind of like I had...
Oh, the thing under them you were telling me?
Yeah. And he had a full science name for it, but when I was going through puberty...
Like Nipple Rocks?
Which I think I'm still kind of not fully out of the woods with yet. I went to the doc. I showed my mom. I was like, Mom, I have breast cancer, unfortunately.
Right.
So there's nothing I don't know what to do. And then it was kind of like under my nipple, there was like a sorry guys. This is kind of like it was kind of like lumps.
Right.
And I was like, there are lumps under my nipples. I don't know what to say. Mom, give me your fingers and touch my nipple. Everyone I was kind of offering the chance to kind of touch my nipple. Both, plural, nipples. And we were like, we're going to the doctor. The doctor was like, oh, this happens all the time to people. It's called nipple buds or nipple rocks. And it's just like I guess like puberty thing. And you have like a tissue. It's just tissue.
Do you still have them?
Like fatty tissue that like, no.
You hesitated.
I checked while I was here because I was like, maybe I can show you on, but there's nothing. But yeah, he was kind of like in his adult life.
Right.
I guess it was $9,000 because it counts as cosmetic for men.
Is it invasive or is it kind of
surgery.
Like no? But there are some surgeries that are like laparoscopic.
I don't know the details.
Okay, I'm curious.
But he was saying it's funny because he was saying it's $9,000 to get it fixed, and like you don't necessarily need it fixed unless it's affecting. I guess that's why they would call it cosmetic because it's you're not going to die from it.
Right.
It's just like a comfort thing. But
you could see his
Yeah, and it's like quality of life thing, I guess.
Okay.
But it's like it was $9,000 for him to have his nipples corrected to be how he wanted them, but it's $10,000 for a fake pair of boobs. So he's like, I could get for $1,000 extra, just like kind of lean into it and have big old titties.
Right.
And so he had to come to terms with what he wanted to move forward with, and he just got the nipple correction surgery, which I guess is working out for him really well.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
How was your set, by the way?
Oh, sorry. Sorry. If anyone has any questions about the nipple situation, do not ask me. I don't want to revisit it. Except for the past 10 minutes on this podcast.
Right.
It was really good. I think okay, so they were like, "What do you want to do a walkout song?" By the way, it was like Trevor Wallace was the opener. So I was like, "Oh, that's great." It's awesome to follow up someone who sells out actual arenas, and has a tour. And he's back there and he's just like not even worried.
Right.
Saunters out there, like kills it, is so engaged with the audience. And it was a very Malibu audience, so it was like very different from that set I did in Hollywood.
Yeah.
They were scary in different ways. The one in Hollywood was like I was performing in front of all the kids that went to art school. And then this one was like all the kids whose parents are rich.
Well, it was a lot of, I was there. There was a lot of
oh yeah, Brooke was there.
Kids from Pepperdine, I feel. Like
Yeah.
it was a younger crowd. So, interesting.
Yeah, and it was like a gorgeous crowd. Like I got up there and I was like, why is everyone on riot here?
Right.
Yeah. But anyways, I got really excited. I was like going through it. In the behind the stage, I'm like going through my set up back there, and I'm like, I forget everything. I got to the second bit, and I was like, I don't remember the line. And I go, whatever. I'm just gonna take my phone out on stage if I forget. They go, what song do you want to play as your walkout song? I go, Fucking Problems. Do you know that song?
But I
love that bitch. Fucking
Yeah.
Problem, which was not the song to play for that audience. I figured out.
Oh.
I make eye
Did
contact.
they play it?
They did not play it because they decided it wasn't the song to play.
Okay.
But I thought they were going to play it. So I came out fired up. I did not see that there was a rope,
Yes.
like a velvet rope
Yes.
kind of blocking.
Yes.
So I jump out from behind the curtain, catch my ankle
Yes.
on the velvet rope,
Yes.
and smack face on the ground.
Yeah.
And there's several angles of that. I'm still waiting on the professional camera to see if he got it. But everyone goes, ooh.
I literally said to you, I was like, did you fall?
Because you couldn't see. Brooke was like kind of in the back.
Yeah. And then you were like, no.
I kind of blacked out just from like having
But
fun.
yeah, I remember you eating shit. But that wasn't something you wanted to come to terms with at that moment, probably. Which is fine.
Yeah. Also,
I'm sure people thought it was part of the set.
probably.
Yeah.
It loosened everybody up,
Yeah.
except everyone. It was one of those things that we always talk about where like people are like, oh no, is he okay? I'm like, I don't want pity. I'm here to be funny.
Right.
Laugh at it and we'll move on.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Right.
But it's funny. So like the girl that was hosting,
Mm-hmm.
she was like, what do you want me to say about you? And I was like, I don't know. I don't do this. Like,
Right.
And so she's like, Connor from Texas. She was like, I'm going to say that we hooked up.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, cool. That's fine. That'll like loosen people up too. And so she says that. And then I go out after tripping and I like go to like pretend make out with it, like
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And she like crouches away from me and I was like, ooh, okay, maybe that wasn't clear. Like I thought we were going to do a bit.
Uh-huh.
And it did not go through. And then I had to go up there and be like, and everyone was like, what the fuck was that?
Right.
And I was like, okay, let's start fresh here. I fall.
Right.
I like have a fail and
Uh-huh.
then now I'm talking.
Damn, I wish I had I really could not see much. I just
know.
heard it. And you killed it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You said you really enjoyed the wine, right?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, I just assumed because when I saw you, it seemed like you really enjoyed the wine.
Well, I was poisoned, by the way. I was overserved by myself.
I love when people are like, yeah, I think I got drugged last night. I'm like, weird. I saw you order 7 drinks.
That's what I said. Did I tell you I got drugged?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said, I think I got roofied. And I was like, you were at the bar like 4 times.
Well, I was so nervous for you.
I know.
I was so nervous for you. So I just wanted a glass of wine to take the edge off. And there was only one kind of red wine, and it was called the Tuscan blend. And it was like black and in one of those like huge jars with it was like almost like a Tito's handle, but like wine. And it was black.
Well, the lights were off, so it was red.
No, it really was black once it was in my cup.
Well, on your shirt, it was red.
Right. Hi, guys. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. I know I always feel my best when I'm hanging with friends, whether we're going out or chilling on the couch. Mostly chilling on the couch. Being surrounded by people I love allows me to be myself, have fun, and not stress about what's going on in my life. So true, by the way. When you're at your best, you can do great things. But sometimes life gets you bogged down, and you may feel overwhelmed, or like you're not showing up in the way that you want to. Working with a therapist can help you get closer to the best version of you.
I mean, you just kind of nailed it on the head.
Yeah.
You know, therapy is...
Nailed it on the head, huh?
Yeah, have you never heard that?
It's hit the nail on the head.
Not if you're aiming like a football at someone's head. You nailed them in the head.
Right.
And that's
but
what you're aiming
typically.
for. Well, what I was going to say about therapy was that it's an incredible tool.
Yeah.
And it's taught me coping skills, positive coping skills, and then helped me feel more empowered and help me live every day to the fullest. Was that saying okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Great. Talking with a therapist lets me speak freely to them about anything and receive an unbiased perspective on my specific situation and continue to grow as a person. It really has changed my life for the better, Brooke.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay. I also know a lot of people who've gone to therapy and really enjoy the positive changes in their life as well. You?
Who else?
Really just you. Because I talk about therapy with you almost every day, probably. Right. If you're looking to give therapy a try, BetterHelp is a great option. It's convenient, flexible, affordable, and entirely online. Just fill out a brief questionnaire, get matched with a licensed therapist, and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge.
If you want to live a more empowered life, therapy can get you there. Visit BetterHelp.com/BNC today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/BANDC. But yeah, so I had a glass of that to take the edge off. And by glass, it was like in a more of like a cup.
Chalice.
Yeah. And then I loved it. So I just got another one.
Yeah.
And then you were awesome.
It was so funny talking to you guys afterwards because I had like cough.
It happened to all of us because we didn't expect the Tuscan blend to get us the way it did. So.
Yeah. It's the altitude in Malibu.
It really was like something was off. Like
I think we're 6 feet above sea level.
Yeah. If I had the Tuscan blend anywhere else, I don't think that the night would have gotten away from me like that.
No, it was funny. It was really funny.
Yeah.
Brooke met a lot of people.
Yeah. Made a lot of promises.
Signed a lot of contracts.
Yeah. But from what I recall, you were awesome. Like truly stole the show. And I mean that with my whole heart.
Well, thank you so much. That makes me feel really good. A lot more to come. I know like I posted that and everyone was like, come to Detroit.
Okay.
Come to Albany.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Hoping they have the Tuscan blend there.
That would be fun. We just got to get some Tuscan blend on draft.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say? Oh, crap. What was I going to say?
Detroit.
Oh, I know what happened. So, like, stealing the show, I think what had happened is our friend that goes to Pepperdine had sent a text in a group me and invited a bunch of Pepperdine kids or students.
Right.
To come out and support, which was awesome because I think that was most of the crowd, so they were familiar.
Right. It was a lot of Connor fans, like, already.
So they probably, well, I guess I never did any of those bits on TikTok, so it was fresh.
Right, yeah.
But they were very TikTok-esque bits, so that worked really well.
Yeah, it did.
So more to come. I think that'll be fun.
Yeah, it was awesome. I had a blast.
So glad it's over.
Do you have another one planned?
That one's going to be monthly, so we'll see if they
really?
They invited me back at the show, but
I said I did next month.
Oh my God! Wow.
Oh, I can't, but I hope no one follows up with that.
I think they might. No, that was awesome. Thanks for coming. We had a good night.
Yeah, it was fun.
That was a blast. After that, I moved.
Right.
Basically, the next day, so spent MLK Day weekend for the first time ever, just like productive. Which is great. I'm all moved in. I'm all moved out of the apartment from hell. Oh, and frickin' crap.
What?
I vlogged it. I vlogged the whole move.
I don't understand how like you thrive on the most stressful situation.
I don't know.
If I'm moving, it's like I'm consumed by the move, like crying, miserable, can't, like I'm paralyzed.
Moving shouldn't, I don't know. That's what makes me nervous about like, everyone's always like, he was always interested in the weirdest things. And then like they always end up killing someone.
What?
Like the people, like the kids with like weird interests. I'm not a kid, I guess.
Are you saying your weird interest is moving?
I like moving. I like being like a little bit, I like being busy and like stressed.
Yeah.
So it makes me feel good.
Right. It's
I guess that's
yeah.
not like dissecting neighborhood
right,
cats.
It's a little different, but it's just like your personality type.
Yeah,
You live on the edge.
But I wouldn't skydive.
Different kind of edge.
Like a soft edge.
Yeah.
I could just jump
Right.
onto like sand or something.
Right.
No, I vlogged the whole thing. It's gonna be up on YouTube next week. It's pretty funny, I think. And then I'm gonna do a follow up with the new house once I get stuff moved in. It looks like it's very askew right now. It's like everything's moved in. I feel bad for the new roommates. They just have boxes everywhere now. But
well, that's understandable
Yeah.
when someone moves in.
yeah,
I'm so excited to see it.
it's great. And then I'm, knock on wood, gonna have a dog next week too.
Knock on wood. This really feels like it's gonna happen.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think the dry January of it all kind of got something out of the way, like not going out and making plans all the
Right.
time has allowed me to like do other stuff
Right.
that I like want to do.
Yeah.
Still no help.
Like what?
Just the move and the dog and then stand up. and,
Uh-huh.
it's a bunch of new stuff.
Okay.
You know, Sarah, I'm always begging for hobbies.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
How was your week?
I'm super
Sorry, I
excited
just talked
to-
for 20 minutes.
I don't think I really did much. I went to your show. Then the next day I was like not really able to like participate in anything much. And then this weekend I went to like a snowy mountain, which is so confusing because it was an hour and a half from LA.
California is such a freak.
I don't get it at all. It was a blizzard in Southern California. It's in Southern California. It's part of LA County. And it was blizzarding.
Yeah, I saw. I was really confused.
I went to go tubing because I'm not skiing or snowboarding or anything of that sort.
Yeah.
And they canceled the tubing because of the weather conditions. But they kept skiing. How does that make sense?
I think because of the type of person that would be tubing is probably more of a flight risk than a skier.
Like a child.
Or like a drunk person. I'm not saying you were a drunk person, but like if I'm wasted, put me in a tube.
Okay. Interesting.
I guess that's the Texas in me.
I guess so.
Love being drunk in a tube.
I just love tubing any time of day or in any terrain. Put me in the tube in water. Put me in the tube in snow.
Yeah.
Put me in a tube in fire. I love tubing,
Yeah.
and I didn't get to. So I had a good time. That was the first time I've been in that kind of weather in years.
Yeah.
Which is
Does it snow
wild.
in Philadelphia?
Yes.
Oh.
Blizzards. Because I haven't been home in the winter for 2+ years. So that was the first time being back in the snow. And you know what? I would be fine never, ever going back into the snow.
Yeah.
Again, I don't like it. It's cold. But that's really it. Did I do anything else this week? No, right?
I don't know.
I don't think I did. I didn't. So, and now I'm here.
And look at us now.
Look at us now. Okay, here's a transition to get us from weekend update to more like current events, etc. I had a thought that I wrote down in my notes app. I want to linger on our shared note for a second.
I think that we should call current events something else.
Sorry.
The Happening.
Okay.
Oh, is that a little too haunted?
Okay. It's haunted?
Is it like sound like a haunted movie? The Happening? The Happenings?
Oh, like The Conjuring.
Yeah, it kind of feels like spooky.
Okay. So pick a different name.
I don't have anything else. Can we just say The Happening?
Sure, Connor.
Okay.
Okay. The Happening. Well,
The Happenings.
a thought I had this weekend was as follows.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Cottage cheese is the new avocado. Just hearing that before I explain further, what are you thinking?
Cottage cheese is the new like it's spreadable. You like spreading cottage cheese on things?
No. Basically, in high school or in middle school when we were young, avocado was like, people didn't talk about avocado. People didn't use avocado. People didn't put avocado on toast with eggs the way that they do now. Avocado toast wasn't a thing when we were in high school.
Yeah.
It's now mainstreamed. There was this huge avocado renaissance, and now everyone eats avocado, but that wasn't always the case. The same thing is happening to cottage cheese. Now it's cottage cheese toast.
Yeah, when you say like we're in different news cycles, this is what I'm talking about.
You're not on cottage cheese talk?
No, like NASA just found like a new habitable planet.
Oh, I am only on cottage cheese TikTok, Twitter.
That's why we need each other, because we are the balance of, like, I wouldn't have known anything about cottage cheese, and you wouldn't have known that there's a potentially habitable planet.
God, no. Never
that we
would
could
have crossed my
bring.
mind.
We could pack up some cottage cheese and bring it as a housewarming gift to the new habitable planet.
Well, that's the thing that I was going to say. Avocado, I could get on board with. I love avocado. Cottage cheese? No.
Really?
Do you like cottage cheese?
No. It's wet kind of goo to me.
Yeah, and I'm weird with cheese to begin with. Like, I only like mozzarella if I'm just eating like plain cheese.
My dad will eat cottage cheese with like hot sauce.
That's terrifying to me.
I know, it's weird. That's when I was kind of like, I don't really think we're ever going to see eye to eye.
Right. Yeah, that's frightening.
Yeah.
But I was telling Ryan and Izzy yesterday about this thought that I was having about the avocado, or the cottage cheese being the new avocado. And Ryan has this cottage cheese concoction that he eats that he says is really, really good. And I'm going to try it because life is all about trying new things.
And getting out of your comfort zone.
And getting out of your comfort zone.
I told you it was a transformational.
And here's Izzy. Thank you,
Oh, we
Izzy.
have some? Oh,
and
my
it's,
God.
oh.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Okay.
Can you explain why it's watery?
I think it's the milk.
There's milk in it?
Well, it's cheese.
Oh, no. Okay. But there's
cheese
not
milk?
like separate milk in it. Yeah, cheese is milk. It's like curdled. That's why I have a problem with cheese. It's like that's
Oh, my eye just started twitching.
that's freaky.
So
But this is
if you're
cottage-
listening on audio, I want you to know that if you've ever kind of been walking around New York City or Venice Beach and you're kind of looking down at the sidewalk and you tell your friends, hey, watch out, don't step in that.
This is it.
That's what it looks like.
Very good, Connor.
Thanks.
Yeah. This is cottage cheese and almonds and maple syrup. So that's that.
So I guess kind of dig in.
There's 2 spoons for a reason. Come here. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, get your spoon, Connor.
This is going to be
You make
so
sure you
really
get an almond.
disappointing for me.
Make sure you get an almond. Okay.
I seriously don't know if I can do it.
Really?
It's making me kind of
No,
cry.
you kind of have to. Take all the time you need.
It looks so nasty. Fuck, oh my God.
Okay, I'm not going to make you do anything that you don't want to do.
I'm going to do it.
Okay, let's do it at the same time. Close your eyes. Go. No, go. First thoughts?
It's delicious.
Is it really?
No, I apologize that I was
Is it delicious? Okay, I didn't.
Did you not eat it?
No, I didn't.
It's so good. Oh my God. That's awesome. This is what? Cream cheese?
Cottage cheese?
Oh.
Actually, I'm having a hard time, actually.
This is the year of getting out of your comfort zone and realizing things. 2023 is the year of realizing things.
Not for me. Not for me, and that's okay. It's the lumps. I guess it's more of a texture thing.
I guess like it's not for everybody, but that's good. That's kind of like
Well, people have to like different things. Otherwise, there would be not like if everyone liked the same thing, there would be a lack of it. Because
if cottage cheese wasn't lumpy, it would be like at a music festival, the headliners at night have to be on par, famous wise, fan base wise, to where they split the crowd.
exactly.
That's why when Lizzo performs, she has such a huge crowd, and they aren't able to get anyone because she's so fun and such a good performer. The crowd's 150,000 people. If you're in the back for Lizzo, you can barely see her.
So they would have to have somebody that's like the same amount of power.
So I'm sure there's
as Lizzo.
something. Yes, and I'm sure there's
Yeah.
something equally disgusting.
Avocado. That's the whole point
Okay.
of the
Oh, okay.
conversation.
So avocados
Yeah.
on this stage, and
Sure.
cottage cheese
Exactly.
would be on this stage.
Exactly.
Well, do you know that?
And we're all toast.
I guess, yeah,
Yeah. Awesome.
we're all toast.
Yeah.
With the whole like avocado renaissance thing that you were talking about, that actually was like such a big thing that that we went into like what's it called when you don't have very much of something?
Shortage?
Shortage. we went into an avocado shortage, and so they started mass producing avocados, and now we have a surplus.
Okay. I'm telling you, the cottage cheese surplus is coming soon, and that's not a world I want to live in at all.
Well,
but good for you, though, right? You love
I don't
cottage
think I'll
cheese.
be seeking it out.
You don't?
No, I don't really want to have that in my home.
Have the rest.
I'm good. But you see, the reason I was going to say, like, they should make it look more attractive because then they would sell more.
I think the whole point is the lumps. Like
if I was
all.
working in marketing, I'd see this as an opportunity to work with some chemists, some scientists, etc., to figure out a way to make cottage cheese look more attractive.
Like whip it?
Yeah, whipped cottage cheese would probably be awesome. I like whipped anything.
Is that just yogurt?
I don't know.
Okay. I don't like yogurt. Do you?
Yeah,
okay.
I do.
Awesome.
Yeah. I realized the other day that these like new coffees I'm getting, these Cortados, which I can't remember what it is, but it just feels good to like go to the front of the line and be like, can I get a Cortado, please? No one gets in your way after you order a Cortado.
Really?
You walk out and everyone's like, who is that?
I've never heard that word in my life.
I know. But all the baristas know what a Cortado is. And it's very tiny coffee, which I'm kind of into now.
Like an espresso?
No, it's a Cortado.
Right.
Like I said earlier. But I didn't realize it's whole milk. I've been drinking whole milk with my coffee for a while. You know what? I'm ready to acknowledge it. It is what it is. I'm hoping that it was acquired in a humane way.
Yeah.
But it tastes good.
Okay.
And that's where I'm at. And I'm not sharding or anything. So
really?
I don't feel like,
awesome.
Like it's fine. I don't know. I don't want to speak on the sharding
yet
so early because of the cottage cheese.
Right.
At 9 a.m.
Right.
But I had a Cortado this morning.
Okay. Well, let's kind of see how that progresses as the day goes on.
Yeah, it's been good. I was walking back with my Cortado today, and this squirrel kind of made eye contact with me. And it was one of those things where I was like, is this squirrel going to say something? Like words?
Oh my God. Speaking of squirrel, listen to this voice.
Do you mind if I finish this story that I was kind of starting? It looks at me and kind of looks like it's about to say something. And I was like, say it. You can trust me. I'm not going to tell anyone if you talk to me. And we could have a cool thing going on. I just moved here. I don't really know anyone in the area. And then he kind of comes towards me a little bit. And I was like, okay. Is this a dangerous situation? And then I start walking and he's following me and he's on a fence. So he has the higher ground at this point. And we're walking up and he starts kind of picking up the pace and I'm picking up the pace and it gets right up to my gate to go into my house and he stops. But I was like, what the hell? And so I texted my roommates. I go, have you guys had any run-ins with a squirrel that seems like it could talk? I kind of was like, it seems like it knew me, you know? And they were like, yeah. Okay. And I was like, okay, well, that is something that I'm going to have to either get to the bottom of, befriend him, like I was trying to with those crows at my last apartment, or fight him. So we'll figure out how that goes. We'll keep you guys updated.
Okay. Are you done that segment?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to go into your squirrel story?
Well, and now I'm thinking it's not even funny. But basically, I had this Postmates delivery, and like my apartment has a gate that's like always locked, and there's no way for me to access it unless I walk down and let you in.
I know the gate.
So my like directions in the Postmates app is like just leave it at the gate, and like have a good day. Like just leave it at the gate, please. It's always an issue. It's like, hey, I'm here, and I'm like, awesome, just leave it at the gate, and then or like they'll be like, no, which I guess is fine because like they don't want it stolen or whatever, and then it's this whole thing. But it's like I don't really want to interact with them, so it's like. Because I don't like social activity and whatever. So it's like, just leave it at the gate. And this one guy was like, you can just leave it. Thank you. And he was like, no, there's a squirrel. And he would not leave it. And I was like, please, just like, I was just out of the shower, like could not come down. He wouldn't leave it. Listen to this voicemail that he left.
Oh my God. Well, now I'm going to have the same issue, I guess, with this guy.
This was after like so many texts about the squirrel.
Hey, this is your food delivery dude. So it is currently... I mean, there's some dryish parts near the gate, but overall it's raining and I'm worried that your food will get wet. And second, there was a squirrel lurking and
they lurk.
Kind of just waited for me to leave the food earlier. I think it ran off.
Ran off.
Or might be circling back. Brooke.
And then I entered at the end of the
Oh, I
voicemail.
heard
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
did you have 2 Postmates people coming?
No, but he
Are
was
you
like,
here for Brooke too?
he was obsessing about the squirrel.
Well, I understand his fear. I think that is like going above and beyond.
I've just like never heard that. Like if I saw a squirrel, I wouldn't think twice about
He came
leaving.
there to do his job
Right.
well.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I can't fault him for that at all.
No, that
it was just like
that was a king at work.
It was just like a whole like 20-minute thing.
You know, we talk so much about raccoons being these like little robbers in the night.
Right. I don't think
no one talks about how nefarious like squirrels are.
But could a squirrel have gotten into my like huge like brown paper bag?
Yes. Yes, it could.
One squirrel?
Yes. We have these
How
squirrels.
does it have the strength?
God, I don't know.
I don't think it could have.
The way he was
honestly.
engineered by a higher power.
Raccoon, yeah. Squirrels,
They have little hands.
but it's so tiny.
They have teeth.
Yeah, I really don't think it could have.
I promise. And
Okay.
they're smart too. Like they're intentional with how they work.
Okay.
My parents there's like a golf course near their house and they go golfing and there's this one hole that they're all aware of this squirrel because when you go out to hit, it goes onto your golf cart. It takes your cell phone. It takes like whatever food you have and it will go.
A squirrel takes your cell phone. How does it carry that? While also it crawling on all fours.
It took well like one of my dad's friend's phones up into a tree.
There's no way.
Okay.
Because it has to use its arms and legs to get up into the tree. It's not holding an iPhone in its mouth.
Let's call my parents.
Okay.
I don't want to call. I feel like we've called my parents every episode.
Okay.
Mom.
You can text them.
Okay. Well, I'll text him in a second.
Okay. But yeah, I really like there is no way, Connor.
I promise. So,
Okay.
and I'm pretty sure, like, if I'm remembering this story correctly, I think the squirrel got up in the tree and then dropped the phone and it broke the phone.
Yeah, because it can't hold it, but also it never got up there. It literally scientifically could not have gotten into
I
a
can't
tree.
believe you're calling me a liar.
I am. No, I don't think you're a liar. I think this is exactly what happened when you insisted that your parents' wedding song was Kiss Me, and that song wasn't out before you were born. And you were so insistent and then called your parents and they were like, no, it wasn't. I think you genuinely like mean well, but you just like are missing something.
Whoa.
Yeah. I
Holy-
really do think that.
Woo! Holy smokes. Okay.
You know?
I'm keeping that one on the back burner.
I don't mean it, and I think you have good intentions, and I've always said it's all about intention. I think the story got mixed up somehow.
I think that is like a really great way to put it. You mean well,
Yeah.
but there's something
Right.
missing.
We know your heart.
Mhm.
You're wrong in this instance.
Great.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, I have so many things.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I have so many things on my notes app. I just like don't even know where to begin. Do you want me to give you some options?
Well, that's why I bolded a couple things that
Do you want to talk about your resolutions?
because I'm getting back on YouTube. That was one of my resolutions, but I kind of revisited my resolutions because I feel like having your resolutions due on the 1st when you've got so many holidays and traveling and whatever, you're around family. I think that's a lot of pressure to put on someone to have like an assignment due, like your resolutions. Also, January, just like Equinox said, I don't speak January. Mostly because I just got too much going on in January.
January is, for me, a wash.
Last
January and February.
Yeah, last thing I'm doing is joining a gym in January.
I agree.
They
It's
should-
too much.
They shouldn't speak spring if they really want to keep out all the quitters.
New
That's
Year's
their
resolution should happen in July.
fully. Give me 6 months.
Halfway through the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's revisit it. Because
June.
also, I don't want to share my resolutions if I've already failed them.
Right.
You've heard of quiet quitting?
Just like when you quit quietly.
You just stop working at your
Okay.
job, but you don't actually quit, and you just
Oh.
kind of like wean off.
No, but I like the Irish goodbying, exiting.
Yeah, but this is just kind of like a slow burn,
Mhm.
and then you're like, I have quiet resolutions.
Good.
I don't tell anybody what they are, and then if I fail them, no one knows except
Well, aren't
me.
you about to tell us right now?
I'm not going to tell you the ones that I already failed.
Okay.
Let's see. New resolutions. Fill up my Brita. Stop drinking tap water with heavy metals. It's got to be doing. You talking about that pissing me's?
What?
Missing me's.
Pissing me's?
See? That's why I got to stop drinking tap water.
Yeah, it's the tap water for sure.
So, I need to address the pissing me's by filling up my Brita. So I'm gonna start filling up my Brita, putting it in the fridge.
Did you do it yet?
Yeah, I've been doing it nonstop for a
Okay.
month, and now I'm
Good
like,
job.
oh, I'm thirsty. There's no water in the Brita. I gotta wait another 5 minutes
That's why I
to
can't
drink water.
participate.
Yeah. Stop bringing my phone in the shower.
You haven't done that. Have you?
Yeah, I stopped.
Really?
Yeah, I leave it on my, in my room
Okay.
when I get in my shower. That's going to help me, I think, a lot. Because it'll just be me and my brain in the
Do
studio.
you have your Aqua Notes and your new?
Got my Aqua Notes.
Okay.
I got everything ready. So when I'm in there, it's just me having my eureka moments
With the Aqua Notes.
with the water, with
That's good.
with my new dual head shower, which I love.
Damn.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
sounds like an awesome setup.
it's great.
Proud of you.
The only thing about the shower, this is my new shower at my new house. It has that door that I think it's supposed to be these new houses, like these builds, don't have the glass doesn't go all the way to the wall. It's like open. So
you
it
have
has
one
like,
of those showers where you can see yourself in the mirror while you're showering.
Brooke, get real for a second. Hell no.
That would be a reason for me to not move into a home. Like everything's perfect. Oh, I can see myself showering. Sorry.
Yeah, 7 years of bad luck. I'm throwing a rock at that mirror.
Okay.
Anyways, the glass doesn't go all the way to the wall, so it's like open. So there's airflow while I'm in the shower.
That could be nice, depending on the temperature of the day.
Well, I just need to take shorter showers. Greta Thunberg would be.
Do you take long showers?
Well, it's my
It's your
thinking time.
Thinking time.
It's my thinking time.
Yeah.
But I also travel. Like most couple weeks, I'm gone for
right.
4 or 5 days. So I think about that 20-minute shower as 2 showers.
I don't think I understand how you got from point A to point B there. What does traveling have to do with the
If
two
I'm not
showers?
taking showers in my apartment for those 5 days, like if I'm at my parents' house, then
You're showering at your parents' house, right?
yeah.
Okay.
I guess environmentally it's worse.
Yes.
But I'm thinking about my water bill.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Okay, so that was one of the resolutions. I want to see the Northern Lights this year.
Where do you have to go for that? Iceland?
Alaska, I think. Or Upper Michigan. Or probably Canada.
Okay. You could totally go to Upper Michigan.
Yeah, I do actually
Yeah.
every year.
Right.
And learn to play that banjo that I bought for no reason after hearing one Tyler Childers song.
Did you learn to play the banjo?
No, but I bought it.
Okay.
It's been kind of leaned up. Anytime I have new people over to my house, I put it kind of leaning up against my couch to look like, oh my God, guess. Let me put my banjo down.
I really have never heard of someone wanting to be cool and then thinking, let me get a banjo and prop that up. And that's going to make people
You know what?
really admire me.
I try. I have my whole life. I've tried so hard to be different.
Right.
And I'm literally just like everyone else. And that's okay.
And that's so funny because I feel like my whole life I've been like, please God, just make me like everyone else, please. And I
No.
just can't quite get there.
It's like I'm like, oh, I said this on the YouTube video that I'm making, so just don't even blink an eye. But I was thinking about it when I was moving. I was like, why do I have a fucking tea kettle? I don't drink tea. It was because when I moved in, I was really trying to do the French press coffee guy that made my coffee, and it takes you 30 minutes for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Keurig DM'd me on Instagram and was like, hey, do you just want a Keurig? And I was like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
You
need to get.
Guess what? I don't live in Paris. I don't need French press coffee. I just want.
What about an espresso? I feel like that elevates. No offense to Keurig.
No. Yeah. I mean, whatever. I'll do whatever.
Okay. I'm just mine espresso is one of my desert island items, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't even drink that much coffee, I feel like.
But I have to have my morning cup.
Yeah.
If I didn't, I wouldn't be able to have the day, Do you want to hear my New Year's resolutions?
Yeah.
The tea reminded me of one that hasn't even crossed my mind since January 1st. Drink a cup of spearmint tea every night.
Why?
It's really good for balancing hormones.
Oh.
Spearmint.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Spearmint.
Yeah.
Why don't you just chew a piece of gum?
I think it's kind of different. I think the gum is more of the flavoring is mint, whereas the actual spearmint is in the tea.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
So that was one. Haven't haven't ordered the tea. Second was waking up at the same time every day.
Routine,
basically. Consistency. No, God, no. Haven't set an alarm once. The third was go to the gym at least twice a week. Have not yet been in 2023.
That's where the quiet resolutions come in.
And this is called growth mindset, which is something that I would teach my preschoolers. Yeah. I haven't been to the gym yet. I haven't gotten my spearmint tea yet. I haven't set an alarm yet, but I will. It's just a matter of yet.
When I get there.
When I get there, I will.
Yeah. There's no rush.
Exactly.
There's no time like
the present. I'm in bonus. I'm going to order spearmint tea.
Cool. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
I like that.
Let's talk about something that is happening online, in pop culture.
Do you have something?
Media. Yeah, I want to talk about something.
Okay.
I want to talk about Andrew Garfield and Chicken Shop Girl.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I saw that video like 40 times.
Okay, this is the second time that they've had this really flirty encounter on the red carpet. And I just want to say, there are so many girls that are like, damn, like if it can't be me, I'm glad it's her. I will never say that about anyone, because if it can't be me, like I want to die. Like I don't feel like I wish I could be one of those girls. It's like, oh, like I can be happy for this girl. No, like I can't, like I almost can't watch this, and I'm not happy for her.
She's so good.
Sure, yeah, objectively, but I really almost can't watch this. And
So do you want to watch it?
Yeah,
right now?
I do want to watch it, and I want to kind of analyze it frame by frame. But I just want you to know it's painful, and I'm not happy for them. Like if they invited me to their wedding, I wouldn't go.
Okay, well,
or get them a gift.
I don't think we have to. I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I don't think that will be an issue.
Yeah,
which is good, because you don't have to say
because they won't be invited, or because they won't get married.
Probably both.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you think he knows who she is because he's British?
No, I think that
she's really famous over there. She's famous here, but I think she's more famous.
Yeah, I think she is famous over there. Yeah.
This is Amelia from Chicken Shop Date online. Also, if you're on audio. Oh yeah, I like the burnt orange suit. Also, that's like
incredible.
Well, I went to Texas, and that would be something I would buy. Like if I ever get invited back to Texas because I'm a valuable alumni.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get a burnt orange suit.
Yeah, I get that.
To come back, and Matthew McConaughey does it all the time.
Be normal.
I just saw this.
No, I didn't do that.
Like, right off the bat, they've known each other forever, it seems.
I was smiling.
Yeah, it's just like running into people.
Like I've never seen a celebrity have this kind of relationship with an interviewer.
Well, I think that she's like elevated herself in the past like 6 months to be like more than like an interviewer.
Right.
She's a celebrity.
I think she is. You're right. This is like objectively so flirty.
I want to say something about this. We've talked so much about my strategy surrounding ethical clout chasing.
Right.
She does harness, if you ever want to do a frame by frame study on ethical clout chasing, she does that in a way, and it's a lot about your demeanor and about like not caring.
Pretending she doesn't care.
Yeah. That's
like,
what it is.
When Maddie Healy was like, give me a kiss, she was like, no. That's insane.
It breaks down that like celebrity to like individual encounter and makes you peers almost.
Right. Well, that's scripted. Like, give me a kiss. No. If I had that script.
I don't think it's scripted.
I think that they had scripted the kiss piece.
The questions are ready. But I think a lot of it is improv. I don't think we'll know, but I do think that like based on reactions and if you like slow it down, like I think it is really in the moment.
Even just like, okay, even if it wasn't scripted and like he was like, give me a kiss, and like I know that I'm supposed to say no, like as my character, I wouldn't be able to, you know?
But that elevates that video.
I know. Even if I know I'm going to be
tenfold.
elevated, even if I know it's going to elevate the video tenfold, if I say no, it wouldn't be an option.
She just cares so much about her work and her art that it's like, that's why she'll be famous for a long time.
Yeah, good for her.
But yeah,
super happy for her.
This was really funny to watch. I think it's cool. I think like her being at the Golden Globes as like the main interviewer, hosting Golden Globes interviewing, is just like she solidified her spot. She'll probably end up like a Z-Way, like have a show pretty soon.
Well, Chicken Shop kind of is that already.
It's a YouTube show though. I think like that she could be on a network probably and bring in views.
Andrew's gonna be on that in the next 2 months, I'd say. Like, it would be shocking if he wasn't. You know?
Yeah, because she puts people on the spot, and then her audience is so engaged that they're like, we're gonna like do a public outcry, and she doesn't even have to ask for it.
No.
It's just like, it speaks for itself. I think it's awesome. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I think it's really cool too. But I'm also like not like feeling good, you know?
Mhm.
I can separate the feeling from the art and
Yeah.
acknowledge that the art's good
That's good.
and feel sad that it's not me
Well, it could be.
and that I don't have the ability to be lowercase c chill like that, you know?
Well, growth. You said you just don't have that ability to be chill yet.
Yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. Well, time will tell. I had something that popped up this morning that I think is really interesting.
Tell me.
Okay, so this is from Morning Brew. They came out yesterday and said Match Group, which owns, this is more tech news kind of thing. So I love going pop culture to tech news. But this one's funny because I actually wanted to have a conversation about this. Match Group is basically, they own Tinder, they own Hinge, they own eHarmony.
Okay.
They're like a conglomerate of a bunch of different dating apps. And they came out and said that they're going to be testing new tiers, including a $500 a month Tinder membership.
What could that possibly
Let me read this really quick. There's a new Tinder swindler out there, and it's Tinder itself. Match Group announced that it would be testing out new subscription tiers for its apps Hinge and Tinder. The new Hinge premium level, which would cost between $50 and $60 a month, will offer a highly motivated daters feature intended to boost user exposure. So I think that would be like, I really, really am trying to find someone. It's just weird to think like paying for an app to find someone to fall in love with is just like a crazy thing.
I would be really turned off if I saw that somebody had the premium membership, even if I was paying for the premium membership myself.
I know. I'm wondering, like, they just need a full separate app for people that are desperate.
Yeah. Yeah. Sign me up. Also, if I couldn't possibly trust anybody that still has Tinder on their phone.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something about that that's
it's very college.
that's very young, and again, we've spoken about intention. The intention doesn't feel like a match.
When does it go from, if you're paying $60 a month for Tinder, and we all kind of think of Tinder as like fuck.com.
Right.
How?
Ooh, fuck.com. I kind of want to go to fuck.com and see just what's
Do you
there.
mind? Do you mind doing some field research
Yeah.
while I talk about this? Oh, we're going to do it.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, let's do it on the big screen.
Fuck.com.
Fuck.com/BNCMAP. But what I was going to say, like, when does it cross a line?
did we not
If you're on Tinder to like bang, when does it cross a line of like you're paying $60 a month to have sex? I guess between two consenting adults, it's fine.
That's what it is.
But it's crazy to think about.
Okay, I found fuck.com. It's porn.
What?
Random.
Crazy.
I think. I'll accept the cookies. Sign up now. Chat, flirt, and date without taboos. Whether you're looking for casual dates or something a little more kinky, sign up for free and find sizzling events, sex parties, or get to know sexy, like-minded people in sex talk or erotic forum. Fuck.com is the place to fulfill all your wildest fantasies. Yeah.
What if there's a picture of me on
It's
the
kind
main
of
page?
tasteful.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of took the
Oh, I'm kind of loving
stigma off of it.
fuck.com. It kind of reminds me of like those like porn sites made for women, you know, that are like tasteful and like emotional and whatever. That's what fuck.com is
Oh,
giving.
you just reminded me that show Minx got repicked up.
I
Remember
still haven't watched
a
that.
while back I was talking about how much I liked Minx and how bummed I was because season 2 was, I think, already filmed.
Yeah.
It's coming back out.
Good.
Someone else picked it up.
I
think
need
it was
to
like
watch
HBO
that.
Max or something.
Yeah, I love Jake Johnson. So
He's really good at it.
yeah,
He's
I
gonna
bet.
have, like, once that show gets picked up, it gets press again, he's gonna have a renaissance of being like super like A-list famous again.
Good.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
Yeah, he does. He really does.
What's that supposed to mean? Wink, wink. I've got to watch the show, huh? Speaking of Maddie Healy, did you see that? Well, Taylor came out at the concert, which I was honestly like shocked by. Like, I'm shocked that
Taylor Swift
came out
after-
at a 1975 concert, and that was the first time that she performed Antihero live, which, like, awesome. Like, of course, that's that's the space where I would perform my new single.
Yeah.
But I'm shocked that that's the space that she chose to perform her new single.
Okay. I have thoughts about this too.
Okay.
Taylor Swift to me, I'm going to get ripped to shreds for this, kind of feels like she's got a really good team that's like, you need to be in the most relevant space right now. And right now, all eyes are on 1975.
Right.
She doesn't need to do that.
No.
She is the music industry, whatever. But her team's like, it would be really good look for you to go here, make all the headlines here, because everyone's already looking at this space. Don't compete with 1975. Go
join
jump
them. If
on
you
the
can't
set.
beat them, join them.
You don't need to beat him.
No. God, no.
He's stoked to have her.
They're on the same team.
Now, Harry Styles.
Can I say something?
Sure.
I'm like not over him, but like I'm mad at him. Like he's upsetting me.
I don't know how he's still standing. I don't blame him for not going to play at the 1935. He needs to go to sleep for 1 year.
I just feel like his intention was like, it almost felt like a slight to the 1975.
Well, we'll never
him
know.
being like, I don't want to be involved with the controversy, if you will.
That is like all these.
Like he just doesn't like. You can't avoid controversy for the rest of your life.
He's got a really clean brand right now. I feel like he doesn't want to tarnish it.
Tarnish. Like it's time to tarnish. That's how I feel. Like
I
you
think-
can't be that pure all the time. You know? Especially for someone who dated Olivia Wilde and is best friends with James Corden.
He stayed completely out of both of those controversies.
Exactly.
So I feel like he's just avoiding.
Give us something.
Well, I feel like it's intentional. Like he's probably got the best strat. He's probably got the same strategist as like giant like JP Morgan banks. Like he probably has like very, very big lawyers and very big strategists and branding people that are like, you really shouldn't be around this guy that's sucking people's faces off and eating raw meat on stage.
Right. It's just like I feel really disconnected from him, and I guess he doesn't have to share anything with us. You know, he doesn't owe us anything, but I wish I could hear his genuine voice a little bit more. He's feeling more just like so detached, Harry.
Puppet vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So that's just kind of what I'm feeling. Whereas Maddie, I just feel like I'm getting so much. He's giving it his all. He's giving me everything. Did you see he threw up on stage the other night?
Mm-hmm.
And no one's even talking about that because it's like the smallest thing he's ever done on there. That's when you know I like someone, is if I can watch them throw up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Usually if I even hear like the word throw up, but my eyes are closed, my ears are shut, I watch the video of puke flying out of his mouth. And I said,
well, no, you also, I think a while back, and it's on tape, you said that you would drink Harry Styles' vomit, so.
oh, I still would,
Mm-hmm.
even if I'm a little mad at him.
You remind me of these girls. Did you see these girls that were found countries and countries away from Pakistan because they were trying to find that band BTS
No,
and
but
locate them in South
just
Korea?
hearing that, like, I completely support their mission statement.
We have missing teenage girls in Pakistan ran away from Pakistan to meet BTS, police say.
Yeah.
Now, they were found, if you look at the map, I don't know anything about geography, but they left Pakistan, and I don't know how many miles that looks like, but
That
it
looks
is
like a lot of miles.
so far. What do they say about these girls? 2 teenage girls reported missing in Pakistan last week have been found more than 750 miles from home after attempting to travel to South Korea to meet K-pop superband BTS. The 2 girls, 13 and 14, went missing on Saturday. Whoa.
Oh my God, they're so young. I would have done that for the Glee tour.
They found, during a search of their homes, police found a diary that revealed their plans to travel to South Korea to meet the supergroup.
Yeah.
From the diary, we saw mentions of a train timetable and that they had been planning to run away with another friend of theirs, who we then interviewed. Holy smokes.
I hope they're safe, but like, as long as they're safe, I'm fully supporting their mission.
Yeah.
Like,
13 and 14 is such the age to run away to meet superband BTS.
I wish that I had done something like that in my
Me
youth.
too.
Ugh, I would have thrown myself onto the Glee tour bus.
Or in front of it.
Or in front of it. Whatever.
I can't relate to this at all, but I'm Godspeed. I bet they're grounded as shit right now.
Have they been returned to their respective homes?
I think that they are safe, or else I don't think CNN World would be. K-pop has a huge following over the world. The 7-member... Oh, there's nothing about their safety. It's a lot of background on BTS. It isn't a surprise that the 2 teenagers took the risk because stans are capable of doing this for their idols. But if we had more safe, organized fangirling spaces, younger fans could engage openly and freely with each other about their favorites instead of taking such risks. Wow. We started They're home.
Good.
They're home and they're safe.
I'm glad they're home, and I'm glad that they're safe, and
They're
I'm
just
glad
saying-
that
They're
I
saying,
hope they had a positive experience doing what they love.
okay, I know a lot of people are like really scared about like the way that stands and standship, and I don't really understand what it is. It's just obsessions, right?
Yeah.
Like you would die for these people. You would get in fights for these people.
Yeah, you would like devote your life to the cause.
I do think that it's mental illness.
I know. You know my theory.
No.
I think the more mentally ill you are is directly related to your celebrity crushes or obsessions. Like, for me, for example, like just like looking to fill a void, peak mental illness, okay? Filling the void with these celebrities. You know?
I don't know.
I'm telling you that's my theory.
Listen, I see you. 1. I hear you. 2. I do stand with you.
Yeah.
But I'll never understand
And you don't need to
Mm.
as long as you do those 3 things that you've just
Yeah.
described.
Here I am.
Yeah, here you are. Yeah, because I've had times where I'm like, wow, mentally, I feel the best I've ever felt. And my celebrity crushes have really like kind of just like all tier 3s,
Yeah.
you know? But like when I'm like at my low, like depressed, anxious, like I've got a tier 1.
Yeah.
You know?
Filling the old void.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good. Well, I mean, whatever works. Which reminds me, Science Corner, and then we'll wrap up here. Did you see that the first brain implant to treat depression starts second human trial?
Yes.
Congrats.
I actually did see that.
I want to say
That was really hard.
that was awesome. And you know what? That high five had to happen here because this discourse, I have to claim, in our space, we start these discussions about they should do lobotomies at Claire's.
Casual brain surgery. What have I always been saying? Casual brain surgery.
Suddenly they start the second human trial of brain implants for depression.
They watch BNC and there's no way to deny that.
I know for a fact we have scientist stands
I know that too.
that are filling the void with us.
I 100% agree. This is nothing if not casual brain surgery.
Yeah.
And I would like to know like what you need. What are the qualifications to qualify for the depression chip?
I feel like you check a lot of the boxes to be in like a trial.
Yeah. So if you guys are listening to this, which you are, I'm volunteering my brain.
As tribute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as tribute.
I think it's great. I think so excited for this to see what happens.
Yeah.
We could
Me too.
we could be talk about a renaissance.
Talk about a renaissance.
We could all be feeling like we're on Molly forever.
Yeah.
We should all get this.
I would like it, as I've expressed
Yeah.
countless times.
Um
Okay, one last thing before we go.
yeah.
You can take it from here.
Oh, did you I know. The American Dialect Society came up with I can't believe how many people just decide their word of the year, you know? And I feel like I respect American Dialect Society because it took its time to really think and really wanted to make sure that this word, this phrase held water and really meant something to the people.
Growth mindset.
The 2022 American Dialect Society's word of the year is Ussy.
Dash Ussy.
What is it?
As in
if it's
something. What's it called if it goes at the end of a
the
word?
world? Connotation?
No. So it definitely starts with a C.
Suffix.
Suffix. That's what I was saying.
No C in that word.
Yes.
The
Well, sometimes
selection
C can be pronounced
in
if you
France.
think of cinder block or cider.
Cinder block is a C?
Yes, and cider is a C.
Wow.
Or cell phone.
Cyanide.
Cell phone.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
I couldn't have gotten there.
Cyanide feels like an S.
No, it's not.
Okay.
The selection of the suffix Ussy highlights how creativity in the word formation has been embraced online in venues like TikTok. The playful suffix builds off the word pussy to generate new slang terms.
Yeah.
The process has been productive lately on social media sites and elsewhere as it has been dubbed Ussification. For more,
This isn't an online publication. Ussification.
yeah. For more on the Ussy phenomenon, riffing off bussy. Wow, that's a word I've never heard before. Portmanteau?
Portmanteau.
A portmanteau of boy and pussy. Everything is a cat. Now everything is a cat or cavity. I don't know what that means. A calzone is a pizza Ussy. A wine bottle has a wine Ussy.
Yeah.
A corpus study of phonological factors in the novel. Yeah, that's great.
There's no word that you can't make an Ussy, is what they're trying to say.
Cottage cheese.
Cottage Juicy.
Cottage chissy.
Yeah. Give
Wow,
me, like
the
there's
dairy industry put its whole cottage ussy
in there.
cottage chissy.
Yeah, it's Juicy.
Ooh, okay, see, that's where when they said creativity, this is like a really good exercise
Mm-hmm.
for the kids.
Yeah, in class as well when you're learning about suffixes, have a list of words. How are you going to ussify
Yeah,
these words?
Napoleon put his whole pussy into.
And then we go back to the original, the origin, pussy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Homer put his whole Odyssey into that.
Into the Odyssey.
Odyssey. The Odyssey.
Oh, very good, Connor.
The Odyssey.
Yeah.
What else did we learn about in school? George Washington put his whole Delawussy into that rowboat as he crossed the Delaware.
The Delaware. I didn't know that he crossed the Delaware specifically.
That's a big
not
one to
something
know.
I learned in school, which is scary.
Let me think of one more.
How about a science one?
Okay.
What did Newton do?
The mitochondria put its whole pussy into the powerhouse of the cell. Hang on, let me say that one again. The mitochondria is the power hussy of the cell.
Kinda. I would say, if it were me, the mitochondria put its whole mitocrussy.
Mitocussy?
No, cur. Oh, wait. There's no cur in mitochondria. Mitochondria, like you. What would you
See,
be?
what's cool about this is it's so different for
Conacy?
Conacy?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
would mitochondria.
Would you just be brussy?
Or bussy. Brussy or bussy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much
Thank
for
you
listening.
so much.
Thank you so much for learning with us as we kind of grow. Remember, Brooke, growth mindset means although you haven't done that thing, you just haven't done it yet.
And that's what I'll leave you with.
I like that.
For everybody who has New Year's resolutions, you haven't failed them. You haven't done them yet. So that's what we'll leave you with. And I hope that inspired you today. We will see you in the bonus for Close Friends.
Namaste.
This week on Close Friends.
Oh, crap.
Stop.
Ooh, I'm so sorry.
Oh my God, you're pissing me off.
You're going to see.
Which?
He goes, I have clinical depression. I go, woo!
Like, this is not okay.
I don't think that we should listen to this.
Sign up on tmgstudios.tv to watch the full bonus episode.